Welcome back to One on One, you dirty dogs, the most in-depth football show on YouTube. On today's show, we're going to break down the 40-man shortlist for this year's Golden Boy Award. Firstly, a reminder, what is it and why is it a thing? The Golden Boy Award is given by sports journalists to a European-based player under the age of 21 who is deemed to have put in the best performances of that calendar year. It was founded by Italian publication Tuttosport in 2003 and has become one of the most widely recognised and prestigious awards for young professionals. Dortmund's Erling Braut Haaland won the award in 2020, with past winners including Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi and Wayne Rooney. So, why are we doing the top 40? Well, in June of this year, they announced the top 100 names, and more recently it's been trimmed down to 40. By October 15th, it will be chopped down once more to 20. The final stage before voting commences. In this episode, we're going to do away with all this drama and whittle it down to our final 10. Then we'll pick our gold, silver and bronze medalists from that shortlist. However, to make it more of a challenge, we're going to split our 10 evenly by position. That's 1 goalkeeper and 3 defenders, midfielders and attackers. Right, before we get started, some more generic rules to speed up the whole process, because 40 is a hell of a lot of players. Firstly, if the nominees in question don't have at least 38 league appearances for their club, they're getting culled from my list automatically. Why 38? Well, 38 games is generally a full season. And if they haven't clocked up that many appearances, even from the bench at 18, 19, 20, 21, then they're either too young and can win the award next year, or they're just there to make up the numbers. Secondly, I'll still be providing 1 fact on each player, even if I call them, so you don't feel shortchanged on analysis. Just a bloody lovely guy. If your top 10 differs from mine, hit me up in the comments. If I think you've outdone me, I'll pin your comment. And if you want to see more reactions to the football calendar from Euro Football Daily, then give that like button a tickle. Subscribe with notifications on. You'd be doing me a bloody solid. Goalkeeper. Well, this is awkward because only 1 of the 40 nominees are goalkeepers. Congratulations to Ersin Destinoglu of Besiktas. The 20-year-old started an impressive 35 games last season as the Black Eagles won the Turkish Super League. To date, he's only conceded 0.92 goals per 90 while in the nets for Besiktas. But last season, his save percentage of 67% was decidedly average, with the top goalkeepers in the league putting up 75% plus. Defenders. Right, there's 9 candidates to work our way through here, so we need to eliminate 6 before we move on. First up is Ryan Ait-Nouri, who has racked up 45 league appearances for both Angers and Wolves. However, has only played 7 minutes this season, with Nelson Semedo being preferred on the left-hand side. Easy start this. Cold. I'm yet to see Eric Garcia live up to the hype, to be perfectly frank. Plus, the 20-year-old Spaniard has only featured in 22 league games at club level. And every time he's turned out for Barcelona this campaign, he's been outshone by 22-year-old Uruguayan Ronald Araujo. Cold. 19-year-old Wunderkid Nuno Mendes has made 42 league appearances in his fledgling career to date, so he qualifies by the skin of his teeth. This included 29 outings for Sporting CP last season as they won the Primera Division for the first time in 20-odd years. And he's already forced his way into the PSG side at the expense of Diallo. I'm taking him to the next round. Up next is Arsenal exile William Saliba. The 20-year-old has over half a century of appearances in top-flight football to his name to date, none of which have come for parent club Arsenal. This season, he started at the heart of Marseille's defence in all 5 league fixtures, leading the side for pass accuracy, progressive passes and passes into the final third. Although some of his defensive stats have been found wanting, with Saliba in the bottom 5% for centre-backs in Europe's top 5 leagues for tackles and interceptions. Not a bad effort, but cold. Up next is Leicester's Luke Thomas. Off the ball, a solid athlete and extremely hard worker. On the ball, a downgrade on James Justin and Ryan Bertrand. I expect to see his league minutes dry up this campaign. Cold. Moving on then to 19-year-old Josko Gvardiol. Last season alone, he made 21 starts for Dinamo Zagreb as they won the league title. These impressive performances secured the Croatian a £17 million move to German side RB Leipzig. At the time of writing, he's featured in all the club's domestic games so far, impressing from that left-back berth racking up 5 tackles and interceptions per 90. Given the speed in which he's adjusted to the German top flight, I'm going to take him through to the next round, but only just and at the expense of this next guy. Odilon Kusunu has half a century of league appearances to his name. A journey that has taken him from Sweden's Allsvenskan League to the German top flight, where he now plies his trade for Bayer Leverkusen. Unlike Gvardiol, he already has a league title to his name, having made 24 appearances for Club Brugge last season as they wrapped up the Jupiler Pro League. Only misses out because he's still finding his feet in De Werkself's back line. Cold. Quickly moving on to Ilya Zabani. The 19-year-old Dynamo Kiev defender only has 29 league appearances to his name. We know what that means. Very excited about this next prospect. 20-year-old Jurrien Timber has now firmly established himself as a starter at Ajax, having cut his teeth in the Eredivisie with young Ajax. Like Saliba, he is unnervingly comfortable with the ball at his feet, completing 74 passes per 90 with a 93% pass accuracy. The best return in the squad. He's also putting up a staggering 2.3 completed dribbles per 90, putting him in the top 1% for all centre-backs for that metric in Europe's top 5. Timber, you're going through to the judges' houses. Midfield. Now this category is staggeringly strong. 11 players here, so let's pick up the pace. Jude Bellingham. Of course he's going through. 75 domestic appearances to his name at age 18. And the fact that his tackles, shots and dribbles all spike when he plays Champions League football demonstrate that unique big game mentality that this young player has. Up next, Ryan Gravenberch. Gravenberch has been a mainstay in Ajax's midfield now for the last 18 months, making 29 starts alone in the league last term, aged just 18. Like Bellingham, another nominee who is unbelievably well-rounded given his tender years. Not only is he completing 5 tackles and interceptions at the start of this season per 90, he's also completing a monstrous 4.6 dribbles. Neymar levels in the middle of the park. Says a lot about the quality of this section that I'm not taking him through. Cold. Next up, Elias Moriba. Given the controversy around this Barcelona departure, I'm sure the 18-year-old couldn't give 2 hoots about the Golden Boy Award. He likely just wants to concentrate on his football at new club RB Leipzig. The Guinean only has 14 domestic appearances to his name, although put up a respectable 3 goal contributions when he broke into the Barca side last campaign. When it became clear that he wasn't going to sign a new contract at the Camp Nou, the club jettisoned him for 13 mil. 2 green to go through. Cold. 19-year-old Bukayo Saka has already appeared 64 times for boyhood club Arsenal, 53 of them arriving as starts, and he's become crucial to the side very quickly, demonstrated by the fact he had the 3rd highest expected goals plus assists per 90 in the team last season, marginally behind the likes of Alexandre Lacazette and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. This was also despite being utilised in several different roles. However, finds himself starring for the club at a difficult time. The Gunners' 8th place finish last season and their poor start to this season probably means he's not going to get the recognition that he deserves. Sorry, Saka, I've got to cull you, buddy. Swiftly moving on to 20-year-old Ukrainian Mikhailo Mudryk. Now, I'm definitely culling him, but it was interesting to hear new manager Roberto De Zerbi say that if I don't take him to a high level, I will see this as a personal defeat. And the Italian manager knows a few things about precocious young talents, having revived Manuel Locatelli's career at Sassuolo when he was given the chop by AC Milan. Talking of career revivals, up next is Mohamed Ihataren. After breaking into the PSV side, age 16, Ihataren seemed destined for superstardom. However, by 18, he found himself frozen out of the side by German manager Roger Schmidt, who took umbrage with the youngster's attitude. His agent Mino Raiola managed to successfully steer an exit out of the club this summer, with Ihataren signing a 4-year deal at Juventus. The Bianconeri only had to pay 4.95 million to secure his services on a permanent, a reflection of the recent dip in his trajectory. He's now on loan at Sampdoria and is yet to start a game. Cold. Our next nominee, Kefren Turam, has a lot to live up to. Not only is his dad Lilian footballing royalty, but his older brother Marcus has also made a splash in German football. At 20, Kefren's career is only just taking off, with a move from Monaco to Nice yielding over 30 league appearances. Mobile, competent in all areas with an eye for goal, his playing style has been compared to that of Jorginho Wijnaldum's. Not enough though, you're getting cold. Ander Barrenechea has been on the peripheries of Real Sociedad's first team since scoring for the club, aged just 16. He's in the top 3% of all midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues for both tackles and defensive pressures. Not on the same level as some of his peers in this category though. Cold. Do I really need to explain why we're taking Eduard Camavinga through? Alright, if you insist. By age 17, Camavinga was already one of the most effective DMs in Ligue 1, completing an average of 4 tackles per 90 in his 2 full domestic campaigns with Rennes. Rounding off this section, another belter. It's the wee man, it's the best young player at Euro 2020, the one and only Pedri. Technique that would make a Wolverine purr. Don't need stats in this section. If you don't rate him, you know nothing about football. Get in the next round. Forwards. One of the reasons I wanted to balance out my 10 was because the Golden Boy always seems to put great emphasis on young players who score goals. Handsomely demonstrated by the fact there's 20 players in this section. 20. Go down to settings and put me on 1.5 speed. Karim Adeyemi. The 19-year-old is currently clocking over 1 goal involvement per 90 for RB Salzburg. Impressive, but doing it for an extremely dominant side in one of Europe's weaker leagues. Cold. Myron Baldu. Now, he was an absolute problem for AZ Alkmaar in the Eredivisie, racking up 41 goal involvements in just 57 starts. Had a tricky start to life at Monaco, which is enough to seem cold. Sorry. Next on our list is Brian Brobby, who is a hell of a prospect, but has only featured in 14 domestic games at senior level. I'm really looking forward to seeing him develop alongside Mariba at Leipzig this season. Cold. Ryan Cherki. Now, if this was a dribbling competition, Cherki would win. However, it's not, and he's only got 1 goal in 36 appearances for Lyon. Get your eye in, Ryan, and go again next year. Cold. Right, I'm going to cull Angers' Mohamed Ali Cho, but I think he's still a little bit underrated. Transfer marks only value him at a poxy 3.6 mil, and his top line numbers do deceive because he's underperforming against his XG. Francisco Conceição up next. 19 Liga NOS appearances, 1 goal. How does that qualify for the remaining 40 on the Golden Boy shortlist? Liga NOS fans, what am I missing? Or did Uncle George get him on this list? Cold. Jamal Musiala up next, and he doesn't have enough first-team appearances for Bayern in the Bundesliga to qualify for my shortlist, but he probably has the potential to win this competition next year. The 2021 award has come too soon. Cold. Jeremy Doku up next. And the speed merchant had a tough 2021 to say the least. The Belgian international was putting up a goal or assist every other game at former club Anderlecht, but only racked up 5 goal involvements in 26 appearances following his £24 million move to French side Rennes. Plus, Rennes are performing miserably at the start of this season. Bruno Genesio's men currently 16th. Could be a little while before we see the best of him once more. Cold. Brian Hill. Let's put some respect on Hill's name. 7 goal contributions in 26 La Liga starts for Eibar last campaign, and they were the whipping boys of La Liga. Got relegated. Nuno will have him playing wing-back in no time. Cold. Mason Greenwood. Next round. Our next candidate, Noni Madueke, is averaging almost a goal contribution per game at the start of this season for Dutch side PSV, filling that Daniel Marlin-shaped hole seamlessly. However, needs to do it for a sustained period of time if we're going to give him certified wonderkid status. Cold. Despite only putting up 30 appearances in his 3 years at Arsenal, Gabriel Martinelli still makes this shortlist. The injury-prone Brazilian has only put up 9 starts since the beginning of the 2021 campaign, although does have a respectable 6 goal contributions to his name. Needs a bit of luck and to kick on in a meaningful way. Cold. Now, Gio Reyna, the little dancer, has 50 Bundesliga appearances already to his name at the tender age of 18. And his numbers are all the more impressive considering he's sometimes deployed in midfield too. Bit of the Phil Foden about him. The US international put up 9 goal contributions in 23 starts last season and has gone off like a rocket at the beginning of this campaign too, scoring 2 goals in his first 3 games. I love him, he's going through. Gonzalo Ramos. 9 appearances in the Primera Division, age 20. Again, am I missing something? Uncle Georgie, is this your doing? Again. Cold. Felix Mambimbi. Mambimbi has been gradually eased into the young boys of Bern setup since the age of 17. And this patient approach paid dividends last season when he put up 9 goal contributions in just 17 league starts. However, not far off being 21. A slow burner compared to some others on this list. Roberto Piccoli. Piccolo means small in Italian, and Piccoli roughly translates to not enough league appearances to make it through to my shortlist, sorry mate. Although did score 5 goals in just 8 starts on loan at Spezia last season. Bellissimo. Cole Jeremy Pino. Now Jeremy Pino looks like he's from a good vintage. Has only started 8 league games for Villarreal, but has already put up 6 goal contributions. Impressive, but not impressive enough. Cold. Martin Satriano. 1 league appearance for Inter. What a waste of my time. Good luck, Martin. Cold. Charles de Ketelaere. Aged just 19, de Ketelaere made 20 starts for Club Brugge last season, but only managed to bag 3 goals. This season already surpassed that in his first 8 starts. So looks like a player on the up. Good for him. Cold. Florian Wirtz. Might have moved him from midfield so I could put him through. A snapshot of Wirtz's career so far. 40 starts, 19 goal involvements at 18 years old. Next round. Right, so I'm going to put my 10 on screen right now, and if you disagree, this is where I want you to pause the video and type out your final 10 in the comments below. Or alternatively, just tell me your gold, silver and bronze medalists. Mine are as follows. This is tough. In 3rd place, I'm going to go with Mason Greenwood. In 2nd place, I'm going to go with the midfield maestro that is Pedri. And in 1st place, it has to be who I think is the most complete player on this list. Hey Jude, you got the gold. Yeah, Jude Bellingham. Do you agree or disagree? Once again, let me know in the comments or on Twitter. There you go, we've beat the football journalist to it by 2 whole weeks. What are they faffing around at? If you enjoyed this, then last week's one-on-one is definitely for you. If you haven't checked it out, we ranked the best Wonder Kids in the Europa League and went into a bit more depth numbers-wise than we had time to on this episode. What would you like to see me react to in further episodes? Let me know in the comments below. And until then, you dirty dogs, just take care of yourself, be kind to one another, and I'll see you next time. Bye.